Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Fantasy World Building. I think that's about everything for the moment. Yeah. That's good. So this is supposed to grow the plants faster than the regular soil. I'm fairly sure I've already harvested all of this at least once before this has even done anything. Like, that's the most growth I've seen so far. So, yeah, I don't know what that's about. Anyway, today's episode, I'm going to keep working on the road. Made up some more mud bricks and then promptly used most of them. But there is one other thing I had a thought of. First of all, just can I say that this is really cool? As it gets filled up more, it actually changes the model. It's really cool. But this, we made these trees, and for some reason it didn't even occur to me that, well, fences exist. So, like, I was trying to make this tree here look all, you know, smallish and kind of scraggly, and probably should have just used fences. I don't know why it didn't even occur to me. It seems fairly obvious. Yeah, I'd say that definitely looks less horrendous. Do need to get some more leaves for it. Well, anyway. This one too. Maybe, I don't know, something like that. Oh look, we're overheating. And did I just make fence gates instead, like an idiot? I mean, maybe, who can say? Yep. I still don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm gonna say that it needs more leaves, and that's why it doesn't look good. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. Anyway, I think, actually, this, So, about the road. This first area, I think I'm going to, well, not take all of the center blocks out. These. But I think I'm going to reduce the number because I feel like this area here is going to have a much less pronounced center compared to this area here. Whoop, lag. But as you can see, I did actually, you know, start the basic shape of the road, I guess. I'm not sure what you would even call that, like I don't know. Also, I did start on this. I'm not too sure about the size, like it's fine. And the height is a little bit worrying, but it's workable, you know. It's just, I don't know, should it be wider to accommodate more? I don't feel like, cause I should probably say, this is intended to be the, stables, basically. Like the indoor area for the animals to shelter in. I'm not sure how much shelter a skeletal horse needs, but, I mean, at some point I'd like to get some real animals down here. So, that'll be for them. I'm not sure if we want the silkworms to be in the same spot as the other animals. I kind of feel like maybe they should have their own area. And I was kind of thinking maybe actually it could be up here. Not out here, but dug in there somewhere. I have a couple of ideas for how to actually lay it out in an interesting way. But, well, we'll have to see. Also, I forgot to mention last episode, but I did actually start doing this, and I did actually dirt this out, dirt this over, put dirt here. I did leave the edges more or less, you know, with the grass in certain areas where I think maybe you might not walk as much. That's maybe a bit of a stretch. Maybe do something like that. Well, that stands out like a sore thumb. I don't know about that. But yeah, this, it's not terrible. A couple of things I don't like. One is that, which if we fill this area, like when it's in the houses, it's fine because you're never far enough away for it to do that, but, or not often anyway. But that's, I don't know, it kind of irritates me a little bit. There's nothing really you can do about it, it's just a way, the way that the actual blocks work. I think leaf blocks do something similar, that sort of angle. But, I mean, it doesn't look terrible. But it's definitely going to need some work. Could always do thatch. Like, what if we did thatch? That's kind of nifty. We could always also do the lay down grass thing that Animania adds. We have it going in the first house, the tan stuff. We could do that where the grass dries out. Could experiment with that. I don't know. Either way, it's a thought. Although, before I forget, one other thought I had. You see, there's this area back here which doesn't, like, we did this, and I like the way this is. It seems to make sense back here. We could push it in to follow this, but I think a more interesting thing would be to actually extend this outward. Have like a smaller area for like storage, maybe dig it underneath here a little bit. And what do you know? It started snowing. Just as I started recording. But yeah, it would put it like right, like there could be an entrance like right here into a like back room storage area kind of thing, maybe. Not too sure about that, it's a thought. I don't know, we'll have to see. Either way, the main focus for this episode, as I said, is going to be the road. Continuation of the road. And I think we're going to freeze out here. So, let me quickly get some fires going. Okay, so, first things first, I want to take a look at this. Because, I'm wondering, with the road being here and the area for the animals being there, we need some kind of border. And I'm thinking maybe we just go with thatch walls. Like, just something very basic and loose like that. Because, I mean, the main thing here isn't to keep them contained necessarily, it's to keep them off the road. Like, these walls will be keeping them more contained, I think. So, like, if we just have something fairly basic, easy to replace, like thatch walls, I think it makes more sense. Oh, there's this problem. Although, yes, we have this mod. I don't remember the name of it, but it lets you do that, which is really cool. Yeah. And then we do have the other side here, which, ow, don't actually have a whole lot of smooth marble left. Well. Well, I mean, it's not great, but it's kind of sort of getting somewhere. Problem is the lack of marble. Like, smooth marble. And the fact that we're just gonna need so much of it. And of course from down here we haven't actually done the wall yet, so it's kind of hard to get a really good idea of what it's going to look like, so I don't know. I feel like I did it better down over that way further. Alright, so how's something like that looking? It's not too bad. I mean, obviously it's very plain, we need to do the dirt. Oh, interesting. The snow forms on top of them when it's like this, but when I've done this, it doesn't. Well, that's all the more reason to do that then, for sure. That was a very quick snow, or rain, or whatever. Oh, interesting. Ooh. Well, that's cool. Okay, well, it's definitely reason to do this sort of thing in these sorts of areas. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Now, well, that's our last one of those. Okay, well, it's kind of, I mean, I won't call it complete, but it's something. I don't know what, but it's something. Yeah, again, from down here, it's kind of... I'm gonna say it'll look better once the wall is in place. Yeah, that's what we're going with. Anyway, let's get to this, actually. I think, because we don't have dirt slabs, but we do have... let's see. We do have this. Running out of space. We could also potentially use the... nope. These. Yeah, why not? So, I think... towards the inner part here, we should use a bit of marble. Then working our way this way, we can use this and this a bit more. How's that looking? Maybe something like that. And then that. I mean, it's not horrendous, I think. Let's take a look at it from up here a bit. How does that look? I don't know. Guess it looks passable, maybe. So now that we've gotten the actual ramp bit going, we can maybe do a little bit more of the chiseled dirt. I feel like that spot right there should have some kind of small shrub in it. So I'm going to leave it alone. We don't have any more leaves. And actually, do we even have any more shears? We do have a couple of pairs. So we could potentially get some more leaves, but again, I feel like I'm throwing away the clay unnecessarily. Well, we can at least get the dirt part started, you know. We could try some of the other thatch blocks as well. They might work. Add a little bit of interest. Although, they are kind of... they're rather yellow. I don't know. Could try it at least. I mean, this is rather yellow, so... I don't know. Certainly try. And I think the thatch should be more in... on this side over here, for obvious reasons. Speaking of which, we're out of space. Can put it underneath them too. And also, if we do that, what happens to the snow? What does this look like? I mean, adds a little bit of interest, actually. Yeah, I think we should intersperse this underneath the wall. Like, in various places. Like, not under all of it, but yeah. Can definitely add a little bit of something to it. And then some of the dirt. Let's see here. I think this right here is probably a good spot for another shrub. Well, here's an interesting thing. You can't actually place the torches on top of these. I wonder if that's because they melt the snow underneath. Interesting. That's going to mean that we're going to need some fences. Well, that was the last of the coarse dirt. But I think it's starting to turn out kind of okay-ish. We can add solid blocks like this. And if we keep them on this side, the animals won't be able to get out, I don't think. I mean, technically you can still do that, but I don't think they would consider that a valid pathfinding route, so maybe this needs to go. I've been just using it to get back and forth. Well, I mean, definitely still needs some work. This right here is a little... Actually, no, this right here needs to be the entrance, doesn't it? So, like, right here-ish. I mean, something like that. Be the entrance. That needs to be wider, but something like that. Yeah, because that's definitely the right sort of place. Can we get up a little higher? Yeah, that seems like the right sort of place. That could be a good spot too, but probably only need one, right? Can't imagine need more than one. So I'm going to say yeah. And then maybe just kind of... The fact this stuff doesn't have a proper tool is really irritating. Yeah, that's definitely just temporary. Probably use spruce gates, because like that looks pretty good. And if we use snow underneath it, I'm assuming it'll still do that, join together like that. It's kind of cool. Although fence gates actually already join with walls, don't they? That's a thing, I'm pretty sure. But I mean, to be honest, like, we can continue doing more dirt, more work with the dirt and such, but I think at this point the main thing that's going to really... That was the fire going out. The main thing that's going to really start to help, you know, pick things up a bit and improve stuff is going to be foliage. I think that's the next major step here. And I mean, I keep saying we don't have leaves, yada yada yada. There are a lot of plants we can use from the plants mod, so like, yeah, we don't have leaves, but that's not the only thing we have available. Although, to be fair, you do kind of want to do the leaves first, because the other stuff is kind of more, I don't know, filler stuff. It's not very structural. Like, this sort of stuff is kind of more an actual structure that you put together. But, actually, now that night is falling, let me get together some fences. and see about... see about getting some light down there. Okie dokie, let's take a look-see here. What if... This is still too narrow right in here, so let's go with this. And a bit of this. Let's say right about here it starts to get, well... That might be a bit of a stretch even. Right here. To be honest, this spot will probably work. Alright, how's that looking? That's looking like there's a great big dark spot right there that probably should be fixed. Something like this and then that. Ish. Not sure I like that placement, but how does that look? Let's take a look from back here. Headed up the road. Doesn't look terrible. This part doesn't. This... Yeah, I don't really quite like that as much. It kind of feels like it's just getting in the way. And not just of, like, traffic. I mean, like, the view is being obscured by the torches, like, right up in your face. So I'm going to say no to the centerline lighting. How about this? Oh yes, that's much better. They're very much out of the way. Still lighting up the path nicely. Is this 8? This one is 7, but it is a path block, so I'm not too worried. I'm seeing a whole lot of 8 and 9 in there, so it's just that one spot it looks like that's a little problematic, although maybe it's because I missed a spot. But yes, I think that's the way to go. Now, these we could move on to here, I suppose. I don't know, that... because of just the way this is constructed like this, it would be kind of difficult to make it work. Like, right there works, but what about here? It would have to be up there, and that'd reduce the light down here. Nah, we'll stick with the posts. This one seems a little close to the road there, or too far into the road, I guess. Yeah, I'm rather liking that quite a bit, actually. I think that definitely works. We'll get some more going down all the way down to the river. Still not too sure how we want to do the river. If we were in a later version of Minecraft, I'd love to do just half slabs that are waterlogged. I think that'd be really good for that area. And really good for, like, a ford sort of effect, if you know what I mean. Because as it is, in this version, I'm fairly sure the only thing we can do is a full block of water deep, which, I mean, it's not horrendous, but a full meter of depth of water is quite a bit to wade through for a ford. I don't know. I wonder if that one mod, what's it called? Aetherwium, if that, for this version of Minecraft, adds stuff like waterlogging. I should look into that. But yeah, I think this is coming along fairly nicely. Considering this is the first time I've ever really done this, ever, I think that's actually not half bad. This side is going to need to get a wall, and then we're going to need to do the wall here. That's going to be an awful lot of marble. And then we'll want a tower. I still do want to do a tower up there. You know, as much as the idea of these blue torches being only in areas where, like, magic is conducted, as much as I like the idea of it, it might actually look nice to have them out here. And from a lore perspective, I mean, like, strictly speaking, the torches should go out, or at least during, like, a snowstorm, or when it rains, but, like, even just, they should have a lifespan to them, so maybe, like, using magic glowing crystal torches is a way of saying, well, these last a long time, or maybe they just don't go out, or something. Maybe they're powered by, like, the trees glow, so maybe they're powered by the same thing that powers the trees. I don't know. Do we have enough torches to try that? Well, we don't have any, so no, not really. What is it to make them? I think it's that, those two together. Yeah. We could maybe do that. I don't know. Well, that's maybe something to look into next episode, or in a future episode. But this episode is about done, I think. We got the road basically all the way down to the river, more or less. I mean, at this point, I think it's just a matter of what exactly is this area going to look like? And how is it going to kind of connect with the farms or the crops? And also, is this the line we want for the river? Do we want to shift it at all? I don't know. Like, it kind of comes in kind of close here. We might pull it out a little bit. Not sure, but this is what I wanted to get done for this episode for the most part, and I think we did it fairly well, at least. I'll probably finish getting the torches all the way down to that end, but I mean, to be perfectly fair, I wanted to get the road all the way down there last episode, but, well, I don't really know why I thought that was going to happen, because I knew that doing this sort of thing takes forever. Like, this may be the first time I've done a road like this, but I've been doing this like this for a while. And I've kind of been doing, you know, bits and pieces here, and it just takes a while to do. So, I should have known that it would take longer than one episode for me. But, either way, that is going to conclude this episode. Next episode... Well, to be honest, next episode, I think what I want to do is get into Embers. Because this mod has the ore doubling. Or it has a method of ore doubling, at least. And, well, that's kind of something we should probably be getting into, to be honest. I mean, the thing is, like, we've been doing a lot of, like, building and things, but I did say for this season, like, at the beginning of this whole series, I said that this season, Season 0, we were going to focus more on getting infrastructure up and running, and, you know, setting things up in a way that we can more easily do large-scale construction without running into resource issues. And to be honest, we haven't really done much of that. We've gotten into roots, but roots is... I mean, at the moment, the big thing we're waiting on is melons, and that right there, that right there, and that right there, those are our melons. So, yeah, it's just going to have to wait until spring, summer. I don't remember when melons start growing, but it's not right now. And, well, we should really, like, start getting on with technology and upgrading, like, our equipment. Like, this stuff is nice because it self-repairs, but it's also kind of, like, not especially quick. And we really need to get, like, some actual armor. And while the root stuff, we are waiting on the melons, to make the armor, we do have to have iron armor as part of the crafting recipe for the first tier of Roots armor. And, well, like, between that and what this, and then the iron berries we've got, we can probably scrounge together a suit of armor, but, like, at the same time, we want iron for so many other things, and I think getting into ore doubling at the very least is something we should really look into. And the thing with embers is, I think like lore-wise, they can, the people that use this technology and came up with all of that, they can just be in the mountains, like underneath the mountains in all throughout this area. I mean, we've got mountains. We've got this one here. We've got, you know, multiple mountains in this area, and they could just be underground here. You know, like underground inside the mountains, like not up higher, but like down lower inside the mountains. And because these people here in this city, you know, dig into the mountain and do not they steal your items if you're not looking. But because these people dig into the mountain to make their houses, and I mean, it stands to reason that they would potentially maybe go mining, like, deeper in, like, make a mine shaft of some kind and try to pull resources up, then certainly they could have, at some point, encountered the Embers people under the mountains, and, then we can start, like, doing stuff underground as well. So, with that in mind, I think that is going to be the plan for next episode, where we're going to get started with embers. At the very least, I would really like the ore doubling technology. Like, I don't know that... to be honest, I've never played with Roots, so I don't know really what it has to offer, but bare minimum, I want to get ore doubling, and if possible, maybe just some generally better equipment. I don't know. If nothing else, it'll give us an excuse to make an interesting, like, underground Embers workshop. And like, the models on these things are really cool looking. But yes, that's the plan for next episode. If possible, we'll maybe do some building as well, but mostly I think we'll focus on getting things up and running. So, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Little building of a road thing here. Not really anything exciting, but I mean, I think it looks kinda nice. And well, I mean, again, this is kind of the first time I've really done this sort of thing, so I don't know. These trees. This one definitely looks slightly less awful with the fences, but I don't know about this. If anybody has any ideas on how to make these look vaguely okay, that'd be much appreciated. Between episodes, I think I might take some of those shears, at least one pair, and get some leaves. The only real reason I didn't is because we don't have any ironwood planted at the moment, so there aren't any ironwood leaves to get, so, you know. But anyway, I'm starting to ramble again, so I will say thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next episode. I'm really looking forward to getting into this mod. And, I mean, this is... I hope this is a pretty good starting point for it. We have some ores as well, so we should be able to get a fair bit done reasonably quickly, I hope. But thank you for watching. Take care, and farewell. And do let me know if you have any ideas for these trees. They're just yeah.